Okay, this is the deck on the back of my truck camper. It is 25.5 inches deep and 81 inches wide. The frame of it, the outside of the frame, is 3-inch tall by 2-inch thick aluminum box. So it is 2 inches by 3 inches. These are 2x2s, and these are 1.5 by 1.5. These are 1.5 angles that are welded onto the 3x2, and those are all along the perimeter in between the 2x2 boxes. So you can see the structure here. There's the 1.5 angle all along there, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2x2 sections welded in between, and then in the center of that is the 1.5 box. And the way that it mounts to the truck camper is with these aluminum brackets that look to be made from diamond plate. And you can see on the inside here how that is, they've made a channel that is a little bit wider than the 3 inches so that it will freely slide. You have to position the left and the right mounts wide enough for the deck to slide in between them. And this is what the mount looks like underneath. You see it's a diamond plate design. And then up here, this is the stop. And so the way it is designed is the deck installs on the truck camper from underneath. So you put the deck in this way, and it slides through until it hits the stops here. And you can slide the deck in if you want it in, and it is strong enough to have it out, and you can actually carry things on it. We carry the barbecue on it, but we have also carried bags of firewood. We have carried our pop-up tent on it, and then so it's pretty strong. But to make it strong enough to do that, you have to do a couple of things. Over here we adapted a Simpson hanger bracket. This is a concealed type hanger bracket, and we cut one side off of it and used the bracket to fasten the corner of the wing and the rear left compartment. And then there's a 1/2-inch bolt that goes through the bottom of the hanger bracket, and the mount for the deck. You can see the metal. It's some more 1.5 aluminum angle welded to the diamond plate, and you can see it's welded in inch sections in 4 or 5 places along the way, and same down below if I can get a camera angle on it. And so that's what it looks like underneath. Okay. And This is a Simpson A23 clip, and that's on there just to strengthen the plywood connection on the rear compartment. There's a 1/2-inch bolt there, and it goes into this 3/4 by 4 or 1 by 4 piece of pine wood. The mount bracket mounts up under here. It has bolts and washers that go in the floor of the compartment, and I didn't consider that to be strong enough. You could see that it was straining the floor of the compartment if you put weight on the deck, like one person standing on the edge here, and you could see significant gap forming between the mount and the truck camper, and also flex in the bottom of the compartment. So what we've done to handle that is we've got this Simpson bracket here. It's a heavier bracket, about 1/8 inch or so thick of metal, with a 1/2-inch bolt going into the bracket down below. And then there's also this bolt here, but also we have this metal aluminum, marine grade aluminum angle that I had fabricated for the back corner to strengthen the jack connections. And so that all fastens into, there's the 2x2 that's inside the framing all up and down the truck camper here, and so the bolts go into that. I have these stainless steel bolts that go into the wood, but also the angle, the corner angle piece extends down below the truck camper to the mount bracket, and I drilled through the mount bracket and put another 1/2-inch galvanized bolt there, and that made the deck completely solid, and so we can put weight on this thing and there's no concern about it. Then, just to show you the construction of it, sorry about the flash of the flashlight here, but it's dark and I'm trying to put this together. The aluminum, the box aluminum components were heliarc welded together. The deck itself is this aluminum mesh, and it's a little bit weak. You can see how it dips from use, just body weight stepping in and out of the camper. You can see how it causes it to deform, and it's easy to bend it back up. So it would be nice to use a stronger gauge of aluminum for this, or something a little more hearty. But what is nice about this stuff here is you can stomp on it and scrape your feet and get all the dirt off your shoes, which is really nice if it's been muddy or sandy and you don't want to track debris into your camper. Over on the right rear of the camper, the camper before I bought it had the aluminum corner added to it to strengthen the jack on this side too. And so the attachment method is different on this side, because you can see the aluminum doesn't extend down and intersect the mount bracket. So what I did on this side is I have a Simpson bracket. It's about an 1/8 inch thick. It's a fairly good gauge, and I've got two 3/8 inch bolts here, and there's also 1 inch or 1.5 inch stainless steel screws going into it. This is a 3/8 inch bolt that goes through the 2x2 frame, and there is the head of the bolt there, and so that is what connects the right side mount bracket solidly to the framing of the camper, and it has the same stainless bolts all up and down it, so it's very solidly mounted. You can see the mount bolts underneath here. And then again over on this side here, you can see that I took the same Simpson heavy-duty bracket, cut it, drilled it, and have a bolt going into it, holding it up, and then it's got 1.5 or 1.25 inch stainless steel screws. And then there's another Simpson A23 bracket, and this is the right side mount bracket, which is pretty much the same as the left. And the arms in back here are 21 inches long. So it does a real good job of getting on there, and you can see I'll stand on the jack of the thing here, and there's no, I mean, there's a little flex, but no flex from the mount bracket between the mount bracket and the truck camper. So it's very solid. And you can see I can bounce on it very nicely, and it doesn't flex, doesn't have any problems. There are the mount brackets inside of here. We'll get a little better look at it. And this here is another Simpson bracket that I bent and fixed to the framework inside there, just trying to increase the amount of hold. Okay, so let me go up to the truck and I'll show you the truck here. So what happens is the forks slide up here. This is unrelated to the fork on the deck. That's a parking lot scrape someone gifted me, and then it just slides right up on top of the, right over the bumper here. This is the 2000 F250. The camper was designed for the older style of truck. There's the torque lift mounts, and so on this side here, again, the mount, the fork just slides up here. It's got about 1.5 inches of space on it, and so there's nothing. It's a very good system. It works very well. You can slide the deck in and nobody knows it's there, or you can leave it out and use it to carry things. And as I say, right now we've got the barbecuer on it, but we will take the pop-up tent and rest it on the deck here and then strap that to the ladder. Over on this side we'll put the firewood, and so it handles weight very well. Okay, so I think that pretty much covers the construction of this thing here. So you can see the mount bracket and the bolts that are up in there. There is the 2x3. I'm not sure if this will show anything underneath. Let's see if I can get a better angle on that. The truck camper's lowered down to the ground, so it's kind of hard to get under But there's the inside corner. You can see the 1.5" angle that's welded all around the perimeter. And you can see the 2x2 aluminum box and the 1.5" aluminum box. Everything is welded together. And then you see the aluminum screen for the decking. And there is, in between, smaller pieces of aluminum angle. Okay, so I think I've pretty much shown all the details. That's how the decking is fastened. It's just tack welded down in several locations. And just another look back here. There's that 2x4 block to space the deck down, because it's got that 2x2 framing member across the back of the truck camper. You can see the conduit going across there. So that spaces this down to match that. And then there's about a 2-inch space below the camper itself right through here. So, okay. And there is the deck again. Wide angle. Zoom in my light here. I'm having to improvise with a flashlight because it's dark. Okay, so I hope that answers questions on how this deck was made. 81 inches wide, 25.5 inches deep, 2x3 box aluminum on the outer frame, 2x2 box aluminum in between, 5 of them, and then 1.5" box down the center, and then 1.5" angle all around the perimeter. Very simple construction, very, very useful deck. Okay, so hope that answers your questions.